The power went out in the hospital. They had the anesthesia balancing manually, as well as counting the heart rate as each suture is done. The guy survived despite being impaled by a fence railing. The patient had the chief's sister's transplanted heart, but it was already failing. They had to find a donor, but she had to pass 3 rounds of the PTT test. And sure enough, at the break of dawn, she was able to do it. This boy's body is rejecting the new heart transplant. We found out that the parents weren't buying the post-op medicine because they couldn't afford it. So the head suggested they get a divorce because if they register the wife as a single parent, she would be able to get insurance to pay for the medicine. The couple had to think about factors like being shunned by their Catholic community and never being able to remarry because the medicine is for life. There was another case of a dad who was assigned a surrogate. She had to undergo an emergency C-section, but she died. Now, they won't let him keep the baby because surrogacy was still largely illegal in the city, but it is in the next city. Because the mom gave birth in this city, he wouldn't be able to get the baby without consent from a guardian. The girl's parents came over, but they didn't want to give the baby away because it was the only thing they had left of their daughter. So the guy decided to drop the case, but the parents were moved by this action and gave the baby to the dad. The chief's wife had to give birth in their apartment. Her next contraction would risk her and her baby's life. They needed blood or she would bleed out. Then a doctor who fortunately was in the location because she was on her way to resign. She performed the C-section. The baby was conceived. Then the ambulance came. But unfortunately, a patient who was high in cocaine driving an escape ambulance crashed into the ambulance and killed the chief's wife. She died of a brain bleed. The other 2 doctors got away with a dislocated shoulder and a fractured leg. Oh, make no mistake, my every intention of going there was to have a Sex in the City storyline. But somehow, it was all that in just 6 hours. It was everything. Even with the one faction hating me a lot. It was amazing. December 14th, 2021. Another guy. The room was really small. It gives me chills thinking if I roomed there now. It's nice to be refreshed with these things. But still, I'm scared. I'm scared of dying. I'm scared of living any other way. I'm scared of living the same day over and over again. I just want to always be comfortable the way I am. I need to think harder. Another mystery. The other guy's message disappeared suddenly. He already sent a picture and everything, and suddenly it was gone. Very interesting. That guy probably created all 3 fake profiles, including the hunk guy who was just too good to be true messaging me. December 14th, 2021. ML Pero Pyrap in Pyrap. Now I can't stop thinking about how Dave Chappelle was like. You know, they set up this whole fake dead guy scene for a stripper, so she could go on for more than 200 more rounds. It would be nice if we were all strippers. Looking at him from below, I saw a sexual fantasy. Ex Decano. Can you imagine? Ha ha ha. It was nice. I was a real gentleman. Ha. He popped the balls. That hasn't happened since Babe. You know, these days, drinking alcohol gives you a personality trait. You got the cash, drink beer, read your mom's received messages, book a motel room again, make it a nice one. I can't stop thinking about that kiss. That rocket launching reminds me of T. Jazz's haunting narration of the failed NASA launch. Body parts scattered on the ground because of a ship not sailing. Sometimes life isn't about the day you had sex or slept over with your best friends again. It's about the people who message when you feel bad for sleeping all day, when you feel like no one read your book or no one ever will, when you feel like today would be a nice day to die. But there are so many more fish in the sea. So many more. I hope you don't feel bad for chasing after happiness. I hope no one makes you feel ashamed for betting on love. Rolando Oy and Doc and Dutton got shot. The city is next level. There must be a reason you're not being shot, and I hope it's because of reading. Reading books. Reading Netflix shows. New Amsterdam has got you hooked, dude. Seriously. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't quite mean it. I'm just a good performer. But you were a stranger. It felt good, really good, but it wasn't perfect, so I'm sorry. We played charades in a closed Eastwood, and it was one of the nerdiest, most intense charades a Filipino could play. That was one of my happiest college memories with my seniors. Ano kabie, S.I. Francis, yan, crush na crush mo yan dati. Diamo man lang pinansan. Kinapkap teo ing ama and I Elise, di teo pinapabating renta. Ne intindian keo na keo, and I Elise paring magkapated. Pero di ibig sabihin abusin mo yan. Para kong IPO, magim pe kalang, on gulo gulo. Hindi a keo na mimilayang isa keo, ibibigay keo on MJ yen seo. Nako, mahal katalaga and I Elise. Siguro ne, kung hindi nagasaki saitati, mayamon din teo no. Siguro magero din akeo sa America. DBA ne si tati, kasosyo na Tito Jorge sa negocio. Yin na lang, kanailing in niyon I benalaha ing part shares, naya kasi killing in naya ing pang hospital. Naranazin ko naman din maging mayamon no. Nung grade for AKO. Lahain gamma ko bago. Pero pag grade 5. Nawala laha. Tingnan mo sila. Para talagang magapatid no. Salamat losing. Similar nung nawala nasa balen. Ikaw na ang nagaruga kay Elise. Hindi na naramdaman ang kawalan ina. Bata pa lang yan. Itinerary ko na siyang anak. Sige na. Umuwi ka na. Wag mo non-alalahanin dito. Di namin catchulong si aling lusing. They are our house guests. Now pay ko sa kanya. AKO na lang pong sabihin mong pumate kay Victor. Di pa kami nag-usaping anakeo. Wag mo siyang kunin. Sila lang ang maron AKO. Wag mong papabayan si Jorge. Paranawa mo na Jorge. Kung pagdatangle mo siya. You're going against me. I will ruin your business. That you worked so hard for your business. Malate ka nase by mo lagi kitong kakamustin. Natataka Tito Jorge. Di keo na atakaya. Hindi keo papabayan on the mo. Ikaw ang pumate sa Anakin I congressman, no? Punch. Di keo natapat on pangako keo sa kanya. Io mo paling guloa. Eddie kamain ka. Shoves face into rice. Makakalis and AKO dito. Tito, young Penangako mo. Gagamitin naya, young sampung million sa pagero naya. Magdateo siya ing really neon negocio. I'm not okay, Dad. Na kapite ka daw. Look at her face. Jesus. Dikeo napkaya dito. Malacca's lang pu, young Caliban. The depression will pass. You can't throw your life away in the process. I can't do this anymore. You mean to say if I buy this t-shirt, it would cost me the same as someone who wants to go home to Davo? It just shocked me, that's all. It's just not right. I can't bring myself to buy another article of clothing. I, too, played a part in your return. I asked Nene when you were coming home. Pareho teong only on pan and AKO. Kinakame parin AKO and guilt tunkel K Victor, wala conversabin tunkel Don. Marissa, I've heard so much about you. I can't believe you got invited to watch the wedding. Why would that be so hard to believe? If I wasn't so happy, I'd be offended. I don't know. It's just, you're not really here. That is true. I called Anna a few times because I want to make sure I actually lived through those years of my life. Right? You may not know what you want to buy, but you have to worry about what is right. And it's wrong for Nene to buy your meds, for her to pay for your water and electricity. So, give yourself some chips on a Friday and don't murder anyone. Don't stretch out a lie. I just can't shake off the feeling that somehow sex absolves you. Being in the heat of that moment, it frees you. Apparently, the payoff didn't quite satisfy her. The experiences she went through, she's wishing she would pay to not experience those. In the jail cell, Pinabay and MO-AKO, Kinalamutan, De Hill Bayad AKO, DMO AKO itinerary na capited, Isanaira KO on Buhay KO Paraseo, Pag Babair and MO Lahain Hirap, Nadai Nanas KO Elise. Wu Assassins. Wu Assassin has played with fire and now he'll burn. I can't book another hotel room so soon, especially if it was a good guy. I mean, you got to give it some space to respect the dude. I turn on the VC and Discord socialized two-person channel, and I feel bad that something as easy as showing myself a video perks me up, and it shouldn't be the answer. It sounds really pricey, and it sounds really superficial. I hate it. I hate it. Seems like what matters to him and most: flat stomach, skin, hair, happiness, genuine emotion, looking at third floor view, taking care of parents, people supporting this way of life instead of marrying, saving memes because they disappear. You have two choices: be kind to your loved ones, or be cruel to your enemies. Some Viking movie. Can you imagine getting kicked out of your partner's home 'cause he found a better dick sucker? What if you have nowhere else to go? You'll be homeless. I don't know what to make of it. I know that Kisha only started doing work when I observed. This should be the same with them. You need to just stay in the third floor. Watch TikTok or something. What is Ian's problem? What's the problem? That I'm richer with Nene? I am sad that I have to watch my weight now. Do something good, like what? Have clothes laundered, cook meals, and then give money to Nene for bills, and then you find someone with a gun like Dom, and then you tell him to shoot you. Why are you here? Says another neighbor for the longest time. I want to travel from China to Chris. I like being paid to walk, to drink coffee, to talk to Mr. White in drag. With video, like TikTok videos, leave comments like a judge. My dogs will eat you. Roland. So my going there is met with a threat. Oh my goodness. Hi, I'm from Singapore. The closest to native tongue we have here is Singlish, but I am fluent in Chinese because I went to Chinese school. I just have a question. What do you think about birthdays? My birthday is in December. That's right. You know, we have compulsory army training here. In Singapore, like in Korea. I was in the Air Force. So you can fly a plane? No, I was on ground control. I shoot down planes. Ha ha. Mr. White, let's see if you can find a tuk-tuk. Me, can you find a jeepney? Mr. White, look at this signage here in Legazpi. They spelled these incorrectly. Look at this lady here. Those are big breasts. Let's go to London. Wow. Almost everyone on here is a blonde or a redhead. Oh, look, a dark-skinned woman. That's kind of rare, right? Did you ever stop and consider that maybe this is a job? That I'm supposed to find these matches just so I can at least feel joy for the world? Just a little more happiness in this world? At least I know where to find it. I was just so happy, walking alone in that path going to Ororama, that I wasn't in jail, that I was a free person. I felt disappointed that I myself felt a strong kick in the stomach when I really needed to see the digits, that I would be supported even if I save. Chat is where romance dies. Arlo, hi. Walt, wave emoji. Arlo, what do you do to pass the time? Walt, I like watching YouTube videos on my interests. What about you? Shrey if I reply late, by the way, about to take a nap. Arlo, which channels do you watch? It's fine. As long as you reply, though. Arlo, which channels do you watch? Walt, no particular channel TBH. I just start watching some videos in a particular category, like cooking, then watch the recommended videos from there. Arlo, just cooking? Walt, cooking, football, F1, sim racing, some YouTube comedians, just to name a few. Do you follow any channels? Arlo, I follow some local people and Trixie and Katia and celebrity interviewers. Arlo, which YouTube comedians? Walt, used to watch Just Rain, but he's an active ATM. Long Beach Griffey and Apnajay. Arlo, I follow some local people and Trixie and Katia and celebrity interviewers. Walt, oh, is Trixie the drag queen? Arlo, yes, she's slashy as X. You have Middle Eastern friends? Because you can have the power to be the author. On your way to the reader, you may think, you know what, no one will read this, but at least they get to read that old woman's eyes while she's binding it. All the youngsters rejoice at me submitting this. I'd rather study. My Little Monster anime. Feel-good book, according to Chris. Because you are part of this Queen J thing. You are. You have to see to it you watch TikTok, that you watch Netflix. My doppelganger was holding a comic book about me and my friends. So I began to read from the beginning. The comics are about the story of our lives. The exact words. The explosion that would kill Archie and Betty is where the parallel universes started. My advice: stop trying to figure out parallel universes. You have a good life here in Jughead. I had to see what would happen if the universes remained conjoined. The Armenian massacre happened because the Turks had to respond to them trying to take their land. The Armenians started collecting firearms. Nobody dies in this town. Everyone comes back. Everyone eventually comes back. I was back at the cafeteria at 8 Neo, enjoying meals with everyone. Mackie sent a group chat message when I submitted the book with his name on it. So that's not going anywhere. Pimiento trended because you put the cheese whiz in your ebook, I think. That night, I drank beer. I thought by the next day, I would have someone to bond with. And then you just ha-ha-ha'd. The number you said you were going to give last night. I just broke. You kept saying you like me, but I can't come over. I guess that's all the imaginary now, Paul. I can't, Red. I can't jump in the same bridge my brother jumped. It won't kill us. I'm sorry if you feel pain. I feel pain, too. It's just, I want us to live together. T. Fatima's Lola with sarong over her. Same. Madnik Pakingen. Panjit na da ko. I don't disagree. But I like this form better than the crazy malnourished wig-wearing one. I want to be a Lola. Just sipping coffee, waiting to die in my sleep. I guess there's a certain happiness to playing wordscapes while waiting in line. Playing 4 picks 1 word in front of people who aren't allowed to play during work time. Taxi says Avo. It's close. These past few days has been tormenting. I haven't had any contact with my daughter, who is in Ciargo with her partner and their 5-month-old baby. They are staying in the northernmost part of Ciargo Island. I refrain from watching videos and seeing photos of the destruction to lessen my agony. I just want to be sure that they're okay. I would also like to thank those who DM'd me and took the time to help in any way. It is greatly appreciated. The Kooks and the Poges. Can you not kill yourself? I'll give you a 1 in 3 chance you'll survive. It's either you have 2 jobs or 2 houses, 2 tribes or 1 island. This is the South Side. Those who make a living bussing tables, washing yachts. You wouldn't know how to be a relatable mood in English even if you spent a year in a library. I'm one of the few here who can enter a rich kid's house. Me to Queen J. You should know this is absolute torture having nothing to do, making me wait after saying you'll send it shortly. It's giving me a fever. I'm so happy about BeatStar. I hope it never goes. What old game would you like a remake of? Murana Kajiaya. Tita, Lenny time and time again. What the heck? I don't have a horrible life, Tita Lenny. Besides, I've lived quite enough of it already. I saw Archie choking Cheryl and Veronica. That's some season 6 tea. I'm only holding on to your last words shortly. Jesus Christ, you sent this last Friday. It's already Tuesday. Shortly. I would jump ship if I didn't wait a long time for Rory. What am I doing? Do you enjoy me suffering? Thank God water in Cebu is 1,000 per gallon. I can't believe a storm is benefiting me. Stealing a single AirPod is very easy. If your spell requires the tears of an innocent, odds are you're the baddie. In the not-so-distant future, fast food chains will probably be selling 3D printed chicken nuggets from chicken meat grown in a lab. To have daddy issues, you don't need a dad, but to have mommy issues, you need a mom. Social media is the largest workforce union in human history. Tadano. As far as I know, reading the room and not standing out is the way to happiness. Someone so pretty. Everyone praises the beauty. Why can't I talk in front of people anymore? Komi, want to eat lunch with me? He's always silent. He's probably an otaku guy. This angle of the Bandai toy is amazing. You do all the chores of your house? Don't you recognize me? I'm your classmate, Miyamura. What? I can visit your house again? It's not me. It's Soda. Soda said he wants to play with you again. If Nene didn't go away, I wouldn't have been able to massage the Pandey. Miyamura's family runs a bakery shop. the way you look in your house. It feels like I alone know this side of you. I feel happy that I get to know you this way. Everyone has a side that they don't want others to see. He has a CD on repeat. That's why even I know how to play it. The T is the guy coming over her house constantly. That's basically all there is to episode 1. The idea of plot points of these anime, Horimiya, my little monster, having a Christmas party, preparation, birthday celebrations, middle school flashbacks, checking class compositions. I'm starting to think the reason why Michael was nasty at me is because of the same reason that Lola was mad at me at the Rella the Blouse, women's clothing. This is a story of a guy who only has a year to live after his parents die. The ending is him dying beside who was supposed to be the one he was looking for while his parents were alive. Yes, of course. Social media strategist. That would be nice. This was notified by John, me teaming up with Kyle Narciso, and also 8Pinky was like, should we start paying now? LOL. Massages aren't exactly cheap. They can sometimes go as high as P500. Jesus. He was his mentor, but he surpassed him, right? When I was your age, I signed my name in the Book of the Beast. I guess I belong to that lot. The ones with bad breath. It's not like I didn't have my share of that opinion in my head. It wasn't a bad last Christmas with a mother's side fam. It's not like it's fun to be insulted every now and then. I thank my uncle for responding to my queries. I just hope he finds what he's looking for. Something is wrong with the meds. Today I woke up at 4 a.m. It's either that was really hibernation or someone is tampering with the pill chemistry consistency. I swallowed a fork because recovering from surgery is my idea of a vacation. Aish! You can't go back here. You're making Kuya more powerful. If you get to keep your job in Singapore next year, please don't go back. Be with Marvine. This is between Kuya and me. Focus on your future. You've thrown insults at me enough. I know I'm not exactly your kind of person. So let's conclude it that way. There's no getting out. I got 2 life sentences of a crime I did commit. You're publishing these books. It can do a lot for someone who is a big fan of carrying around paper, trying to fall asleep, entertaining themselves quietly. Don't ever forget your nerd roots. Since you hate all book writers, you're the only you can count to write down stuff you want to read. This can really open up a whole segment of your marketing. There are going to be people who will support the nicotine industry. It's not drinking, which apparently you hate. Every culture offers guidance on how to grieve. Some people build shrines. You don't think I want to scream every time I walk into this hospital? Then I see the baby and I have to change the baby's diaper. If I start to grieve, I'm afraid that's all I do and the baby needs me. How are they going to get the cash from Sir Chris? They'll speak English out of the blue? You think I should just kill myself? Even that has no assurance. Point to me assisted suicide here in the city, and I will do it. I will do it. I have the solution. Buses. Many buses are delayed because of stops. We'll provide private buses for the employees that go straight to the company. MPI stands for Mass Psychogenic Illness, also known as Collective Obsessional Behavior, also known as mass hysteria. MPI tend to crop up in isolated, pressurized groups of young people, much like fancy boarding schools, our psych ward, or Salem. It's transmitted by line of sight. That's why people improve once they're isolated. The symptoms can be real, but a psychological problem requires a psychological cure, preferably cherry-flavored. If he hung himself when the police arrived at the house, we would see the rope still dangling. No, we threw it away, and we would see the scissors. No, we put it back. The bruises on his neck don't show they came from a rope. They're from hands. And your hands are too big. They don't match. Your hands should have signs of bruising from the person fighting the choke with his hands and fingernails. What happened? I was jealous of his phone, so I took it. I have a person. Ron came here. We had sex on this bed.